Petey Sarin. The principals at 137 pounds from Muskegon, Michigan, wearing black trunks with white stripe, Kenny Lane. And his opponent from British Honduras, wearing white trunks with black stripe, and at 138.5 pounds, Ludwig Lightburn. Another event to follow this main event.
You boys are familiar with the NBA boxing rules and regulations. You know the rules, you've had them beforehand, so I won't expect you to give a good, clean fight. Keep your punches up at all times. Watch hitting behind the neck and hitting the kidneys. Let's fight a good, clean fight. Shake hands now and come out boxing.
If you're scoring tonight's fight, the 10-point must system is being used in Miami. That's 10 points to the winner of a round, the lesser amount to the loser. In case the round is scored as even, it's 10 points to each fighter. Kenny Lane has had 48 fights, won 43 of them. Ludwig Lightburn has also had 48 fights, won 41 of them. Kenny Lane, the higher ranked of the two in the black trunks, number 5 among the lightweight contenders. Ludwig Lightburn, number 9. Sentiment, however, is the other way around. Ludwig Lightburn is the favorite here tonight against Kenny Lane. Lane, as you can see, is a southpaw. And one of his recent improvements has been better use of that right hand, not only to jab with it, which he always could do, but he's developed into a pretty good hook. Lightburn, the faster and more clever boxer of the two. Lightburn has landed 2 good right-hand counters to the midsection of Kenny Lane. Kenny Lane, in that exchange, got in his best punches of the round as he banged home a pair of right hands to Ludwig Lightburn, and has Lightburn swinging a little wildly right now. One minute to go in round number 1. Kenny Lane getting home with that right-hand shot. It's about halfway between a jab and a cross, and Lightburn fighting back well now is stopped by the referee to dust off the gloves of Kenny Lane, who slipped and had to catch himself with the gloves on the canvas. Ten seconds in round 1.
Hi, everybody. This is Jack Gregson presenting the sad case of Oscar the opera singer. Say, Oscar, are you sure you don't need a man's deodorant? I mean, of course, Menon spray deodorant for men. It kills odor all day. It dries fast and checks excess perspiration. The fast, modern way. Yes, it's the quickest, easiest way to get the He-Man protection that you need. Look, you just squeeze and it sprays. So try Menon spray deodorant for the quick follow-through that completes your morning grooming. You get all-day protection, with no sissy cover-up perfume. So try Menon Spray Deodorant for Men, the one men say is best for them, the one more men use than any other.
Round number 2 coming up. Ludwig Lightburn in the white trunks. Coming out of the corner to your left, and that's Kenny Lane in the black trunks. Both fighters got in some good telling punches in that first round. I don't know whether you can hear it or not, but Kenny Lane, every time he starts a punch, also grunts. And from here, when he gets into a flurry of punches, it's sort of an routine. That left-hand shot by Lane that landed on the side of Lightburn's head was not as good as it looked or sounded. It was partially caught by Lightburn's glove. One minute to go in the second round. Seconds left. A left-hand lead by Kenny Lane found its home on the mouth of Ludwig Lightburn. That's the end of round number 2. Don't forget the 11th annual Armed Forces benefit football game between the Chicago Bears and Cleveland Browns from Soldier Field in Chicago, Friday, September 21st, the kickoff, 8:30 p.m. Let's take a look now into the corner of Kenny Lane. The seconds in there working on him. Kenny Lane is 24 years old. He does not have a big knockout record, although he is a punishing puncher. Out of his 43 victories in 48 fights, only 3 of them came via knockout. He is, however, the toast of Muskegon, Michigan, his hometown. They recently fought him up there in a CYO benefit match and drew a crowd of 4,000. He was a good high school fullback, but his interests lay in boxing. However, his amateur boxing career was a little discouraging. He lost his last 3 amateur fights, then turning professional after being picked up by Pete Petrowski, a former top Michigan welterweight. He won 17 in a row as a pro. Now we're in round number 3. Not the result of a punch. Ludwig Lightburn took a misstep. when his knee buckled under him there. Good right-hand lead, a good left follow-up by Kenny Lane. The counter-punching attempts by Lightburn are blocked by Lane. Although Lightburn's right-hand counter has been a consistent scorer, particularly to the body, up to this point in the fight. One minute to go in round number 3. Seconds left in the third round. Kenny Lane getting some very big punches home in this round. 10 seconds left now.
Here's something I'm kind of proud of right here. It's the collection of local bartender union buttons that I've gathered since I started working for the Pabst Blue Ribbon beer folks. Matter of fact, the certain touch, too, to draw a fine beer like Pabst Blue Ribbon. Now, if you haven't tried Pabst recently, why don't you enjoy that taste with a Pabst Blue Ribbon touch in your very next glass of beer,
In the fourth round, Ludwig Lightburn in the white trunks against Kenny Lane in the black. Lane was getting to Lightburn in the third round, just concluded. Kenny Lane has really altered his defenses to handle that right-hand counter of Ludwig Lightburn's. Lightburn was getting home with it in the opening rounds. Lane now, when he delivers, is either moving away. You see him shift and circle to the right, moving away from the right-hand counter, or he has his elbow or glove in a good position to block it. Again, the right-hand counter is caught on the elbow by Kenny Lane. One minute to go. Round number 4. 30 seconds left in the fourth round. That's the end of round number 4. Next Wednesday night, we invite you to be our guest for the 298th Wednesday night fight, direct from ringside at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We'll bring you a 12-round heavyweight bout between Bob Baker of Pittsburgh and Tommy Hurricane Jackson of Far Rockaway, New York. This 12-rounder is led by a Pittsburgh charitable organization. It's another in the series of bouts between leading contenders for the heavyweight crown. Right now, Jackson is rated the number 3 contender, and Baker is number 4. And both boys have met and beaten a lot of the world's top heavyweights, so it ought to be a real good one. Be sure to tune in. And remember, your TV tickets to the fight, beer, and Menon products for men. Round number 5 coming up. We're looking over now into the corner of Ludwig Lightburn. As he answers the bell for the 5th round, Kenny Lane is in the black trunks. Kenny Lane's southpaw style has been somewhat of a puzzler to Ludwig Lightburn, even though he insisted going into the fight that southpaws didn't bother him at all. However, we can tell that it does because of the sparing use he makes of the left hook, which is actually the best counterpunch against a southpaw. He's been staying with that right hand, and it took very little defense adjustment on the part of Kenny Lane to keep those right-hand counters from doing any harm at all. But a fighter that can slip the right-hand lead and slam a hook home to the body is in great shape against a southpaw. There's a slight scrape above the left eye of Kenny Lane. Not a cut as much as it is a scrape. One minute to go in the 5th round. .30 seconds left, round number 5. Kenny Lane in the black trunks came in at 137. Ludwig Lightburn, who was almost shoved to the canvas, at 138.5. A good right-hand shot by Lightburn, his best punch in quite a spell.
You know, the Menon Company sponsored quite an interesting event a couple of weeks ago. I brought along a picture here of Bill Menon, Jr. awarding the grand prize to Ray Link, winner of the annual Menon Outboard race around New York. And here's still another winner. This is a champ that's the 2-to-1 favorite. You know, when men go out to buy an aftershave lotion, they choose Menon Skin Bracer 2-to-1 over all other kinds. Try it, fellas. I think you'll enjoy the fresh wake-up tingle and the way that Menon Skin Bracer helps to heal those tiny nicks and cuts. It helps give you a healthy glow, adds tone to your looks. The aroma is clean and it's masculine. It's not overpowering. Menon Skin Bracer, the 2-to-1 favorite.
Round number 6 coming up. One minute to go. We're in round number 6. Ten seconds left in the 6th round. The end of round number 6. Seen folks wearing the I'm in the book button? Is in the book. And vote this November. Now let's take a look in the corner of Ludwig Lightburn. Lightburn, 22-year-old fighter from the British Honduras, now living in New York, managed by Ali Clark, is the number 9 ranking lightweight contender. He was born in Belize, the British Honduras. Has 7 brothers and 1 sister. Started boxing as a youngster. His dad was the lightweight champion of the British Honduras for 8 years. And of all people in the family, it was his 1 sister, 3 years older than Ludwig, who used to spar around with him when they were kids. He had 9 amateur fights, lost only 1. His idol is Ray Robinson. And you can see his attempts to copy the style of Sugar Ray in the ring. Lightburn was the fighter who broke Ralph Dupas's 9-fight winning streak. This year, he has had 5 fights, won 4 of them. His loss was to L.C. Morgan. Now we're ready to go for round number 7. Uppercut by Lane, landed under the jaw of Lightburn. Lane, as you can see, because he's gotten home some good shots, is not a knockout puncher. A little too much arm in his punches. But he can deal out a lot of punishment. In his fights, Kenny Lane has won only 3 bouts in his 43 wins by knockout. 2 minutes to go now in round number 7. Minute to go. We're in round number 7. Thirty seconds left in the 7th round. Kenny Lane in the black trunks, Ludwig Lightburn in the white.
Like I was saying, a lot of the folks out there have asked me to sing the What'll You Have song. 3, I think, as a matter of fact. So for all you music lovers, I'm going to sing a brand new verse right now. And along with it are some pictures of people who know the right answer to that very famous question right there. It's a welcome to that friendly place. It's a winning hand as you will taste. It makes those burgers better, too. At any outdoor barbecue, what'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon, what'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon, what'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Well, that's the question. And why don't you give yourself the answer right now, the right answer, and pour a glass of Pabst Blue Ribbon, because it's the finest beer served anywhere.
Coming now to the 8th round of the scheduled lightweight contender. Against Ludwig Lightburn in the white trunks, number 9 ranked lightweight contender, rankings by Nat Fleischer of Ring Magazine. And they've given us 7 action-packed rounds. Both these boys have been going at a good clip, and we're now in the 8th round of the scheduled 10. One minute to go. We're in round number 8. Seconds to go in the 8th round. That's the end of round number 8. While Kenny Lane sits down in his corner, I'd like to mention a rather nice announcing assignment just come my way beginning next Sunday in some 650 newspapers around the country. Joe Palooka will defend again his World Heavyweight Championship for the benefit of a fund for juvenile delinquency, and they have named yours truly to handle the telecast of the fight, so I can truthfully say I'll see you in the funny papers. Take a look at Kenny Lane now as he reclines in his corner. Kenny's hobbies are rather fast ones, motorcycles and hot rods. As a matter of fact, he was scheduled to drive in a hot rod race today, but when no opportunity to test the speed of his hot rod, and is here tonight, of course, instead. Kenny Lane in the black trunks, Ludwig Lightburn in the white, and we're into the 9th round. Two minutes to go in the 9th round. That, of course, was a slip, and Lightburn's gloves must be dusted off. Lightburn, carrying that left hand low, is catching a lot of straight right-hand leads from Kenny Lane as they come popping over there before he can get his glove up. There's 1 minute left in this 9th round. Seconds left in the 9th.
Say, fellas, if you've been worried about dry, unruly hair, if you'd give anything to see your hair take on a vital, healthy luster, really start to look alive again, then take a tip from me. New Men & Hair Cream is made for you. Just a few drops of New Men & Hair Cream rubbed into the hair and scalp each morning helps protect your scalp as it grooms your hair. You see, with oils replenished, your hair can start to look alive again, feel softer, and combs easily into place, and it'll stay that way all day long. So, fellas, if you've been worried about dry, unruly hair, remember, New Men & Hair Cream helps protect your scalp as it grooms your hair. Try New Men & Hair Cream for men tomorrow.
Now we come into the final round. The 10th round coming up. Ludwig Lightburn in the white trunks coming out of the left-hand corner. Kenny Lane in the black. Touch gloves before the end of the fight. And now they go into the last 3 minutes of conflict. Kenny Lane again taking advantage of the lowered left guard of Ludwig Lightburn to bang home those rights. Two minutes to go in the fight. One minute to go in the fight. Thirty seconds left. Seconds to go. And there's the bell ending the fight. The end of the fight, and we'll have the decision in just a moment.
Any glass of beer you pour, whether it's for a guest in your home or for yourself when you're out, should get to that deep-down thirst that only a fine beer can reach. The beer that wears the Pabst Blue Ribbon label can do it. Light and bright, sure, but still a hearty beer. The best answer in the world to that what'll you have question, Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. And for those youngsters, Pabst sparkling beverages in level-top mirror cans. Handy to store, great to drink.
We're waiting now for the scorecards to be collected. The ring announcer, Bob Downs, is now with the referee, Petey Sarin, as he picks up his card. Then they will be checked by the Miami Boxing Commission, and the decision will be announced. Ludwig Lightburn against Kenny in the dark robe, and now moving off to the right. Both fighters have their gloves stripped off, and Lane is still cooling out as he keeps strolling around the ring. It was an interesting fight with a good southpaw fighter against Ludwig Lightburn, who needs no apologies as a fighter in his own right. Lane, the number 5 lightweight. Lightburn, the number 9 lightweight. Lightburn did find difficulty in solving the occasional southpaw style that a fighter comes up against, and he was up against it with Kenny Lane.
The decision of the officials. Judge Jerry Sherrod votes 92 Lightburn, 98 Lane. Judge Sam Margolis votes 92 Lightburn, 100 Lane. Referee Petey Sarin votes Lightburn 90, Kenny Lane 99. The winner, Kenny Lane.
Well, certainly a lopsided unanimous decision in favor of Kenny Lane. And looking at it from here, it looked like that was the way it was going to go, because Ludwig Lightburn could never come up with any sort of an effective weapon except his left hand. His right hand, after the first round, when he did use it effectively, landing counter punches to the bodies, was nullified by Kenny Lane as he altered his defenses and was either circling away from the anticipated right-hand counter or had his glove and elbow in position.
World middleweight champion Carl Bobo Olsen defends his title against tough Rocky Castellani and Sam.
Save you 15% or more on car insurance.